Hello guys, good evening. Today is November 15th, another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Teachings. Sorry for a late video today guys, just was busy in some stuff. So today was okay day. In the morning we had few couple of scratch losses and then one big win. We had a one big win on target. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some scratch losses. Then we'll talk about a big one today was SMC and NVDA, the psychological numbers and the fade. What was the plan in the pre-market and what was the fade? And then we traded IWM long yet again today. So we'll talk about IWM long. China sector was strong, so gave some scalps before the fade. We'll discuss those. We'll discuss how the XPEV and AAP shorts did not work for us, so had to scratch those for some small scratch losses. So we'll discuss it. A few other tickers from the watch list moved nicely, but missed those. Nike and American Express. We'll discuss those as well. So overall, decent day in the community. Nothing crazy. Some good wins, small losses, but overall great guidance in the community. Even by even the later plays that we did on SPY, QQQ, fade, low range today, low range on SPY, QQQ. We'll discuss it. Just 50% ATR and 60% ATR. We'll discuss those as well. But let's start. So this morning we had our watch list. You see watch list ready. We were up early as always, 45 minutes before the market open. Went through everything. There was nothing too much volume news, but we looked at almost all the news: Target, AAP, TJ Maxx, JD, XPEV, a bunch of the news, and then I created my levels for everyone. These are my levels. You can see here. NVIDIA level worked flawlessly. That 500 was the level to trade either side, and then SMCI was all about 300. So we'll discuss those when we get there. But this was our watch list, and we were ready with our plays. Let's start with the first play of the day, Target. So Target, guys, it was mostly my guidance on the voice, but I'll try to show what I said. As you see, Target was bullish bias if 125 held. So 120, it was all about this 125 level, guys. All about this 125 level. That was the teachings that I gave even before the market opened, that this is what we're going to see. As soon as I saw that it's holding, I said we can add some starter versus 125. If it breaks 128, then we add more, right? The stop should be right there, 124, 125, and we can scale in as well as the target starts to push higher into our target. So that's that. We followed the plan, started position, added more over 128. We went as high as 130, 120, and from our ads at 126 is right. So almost $4 move there. 130 calls went 100%. You can see there. My final target was 132. I 132. That's what I was expecting to get, and but we went close. 135.53, not bad. So it was the best trade for the community today. It was green for everyone, so really proud of this one. So you need to focus on how this 125 level held. You need to focus on this system. Clear risk, clear reward. If you risked $1 or even $1.50 and then you made $4, right? So that's almost two rewards trade to one risk. So for SMCI and NVIDIA, I just want to discuss my plan from the pre-market. So the plan was pretty simple. You can read here. NVIDIA, my plan was to trade versus 500, either side. If it breaks over 500, we long. If it stays under 500, so shows us bearish in under EMA Clouds, we short it. And the same plan was for SMCI. If it's under 300, we short it versus 300. If it stays over, we long it. So that was the plan, and let's see how it worked out the whole day. So NVIDIA, if you see, right away it broke 500. Right away it broke 500, the downtrend line. So that was a short right away. And it tried to, a lot of calls came in when it first dipped here, and then it was a B minus bound. you can see it's still a bounce on a bearish trend. It never really turned any bullish trend, right? It was still a bounce on the bearish trend. So you can clearly see here it was still, and then it was bear flagging, and then it faded more of that bear flag. All day fades, even though there was some bounce when the call flow was coming in right from yesterday's pre-market level right here. So, yeah, but it faded from that 500 to 482. So if you just followed my simple teaching, simple concept of having the psychological numbers as your risk reward, that's all you need. Under 500, under EMA Cloud, that's the short, right? So let's look at similarly, that's SMCI. So SMCI, I gave the plan like 300, and same thing, it never pushed over 300, right? So wherever you short, your final risk is 300 or this level. So then SMCI pulled back, bearish trend, tried to get over clouds, failed to get over it, and then it broke under back again, and then it faded to 283. So even SMCI, you know, good 15-point short because it was a bearish trend. It was a bearish trend. It was not a bullish trend. So I really wanted to, you know, I mean, clearly explain these teachings of, you know, many people did really good in the community with the NVDA and SMCI because it was all about those two psychological levels, right? So that's why I clearly mentioned in the pre-market that this is the plan. And if it was breaking out over the clouds, we would have longed. Our system says long, we long. But when it's short, we short. And you wait for the bounce. You wait for a bounce on the bearish trend to get a good entry. And it gave you good entry right here. And then you add into it. And the market was falling at the same time. So you know that market is weak. So you short it. So let's look at the Chinese names today. JD and Baba. So JD and Baba were just on the watch list because Chinese president was coming to US. So they were gapping up, and the plan was simple, right? JD, the level was 28 level to trade it, and the Baba, okay, let's see about JD. So JD was 28 level to trade it for pullback, and then, you know, for the bounce. But for me, I never, you know, got the entry. But you know, it did pull back to that area, if you see, and you could have risked it, but I didn't like this choppy action here, right? So that's why you don't see much of but I did see that Baba was little better than JD. So Baba, the levels were 85.90 and 85 levels, right? So 85.90 was the risk, and look where it bounced, right? 85.90 right there. So if you had limit orders to buy it, and then you could have easily, you know, got those almost 2 points on Baba. So that was the Baba and JD plan. Just want to show you how your preparation before the market opens work, right? So how the preparation works. So Baba, it worked flawlessly. So yeah, let's look at the next one. So let's look at a couple of losers that we had today at open. But good thing is we did not let them get it out of hand. And let me show you. So one was because AAP. So AAP was a bearish bias to short on the pop. But as soon as it bounced towards 512 EMAs, so, you know, I had a starter. I mean, like when I say starter, it's like 1/4, 1/3, 1/5 position. And when it was right here, you see, I said I will scratch it, you know, when I see the first candle swiping back up. And remember, the short is always on the pops, right? So if I'm shorting right here, I'm already reducing my risk reward. So I had a starter, which means that if I get a good entry, I will average up to get into a position. But even for that starter, I need to see the price action bearish. So it was bullish. So I warned everybody that over 56 no go, and you know, so we just scratched it. But look, when it turned bullish, it went all the way to 60s, right? So so yeah, so AAP was a starter loss. Next, look at next one. So XPEV was another loss this morning, because the plan was same to short XPEV on the pops, but then it was, you know, turning bullish, right? And I just added there, and then I saw this holding up, and then I just moved on, right? And it was just a small, like 10 cent, you know, scratch, nothing. So it was because you just get the feeler, you just get a starting position to see how it works out. But as you see, it pushed over and then back over EMA Clouds, there was no short, right? So, you know, so XPEV was a loser there. Let's go to the next one. So before the market tanked midday, IWM was really good for us. I was on the voice, and when it reclaimed this level, that's when I said we can long it, and you know, we can long it over the EMA Cloud push, and my target was 182. We did get close. We get like 30 cents close to 182, as I said. You know, 182 was next target, and then the plan was to take off. But 182 is also daily 200 SMA. I don't use it, but there was a big rejection. So so tomorrow we watch. If it stays under this level, then it's probably gonna fade more, in, you know, because there's a big move there. So anyways, so that was the point of our target there for 180, 182. So IWM was a decent winner before that. So there was a couple other ideas. So Nike had increased the dividend, so it was on the watch. Then American Express was also on the watch due to the gap up. I couldn't take a position on that, but I was talking about on the voice about how, just if you look at it, you know, why the Nike, you see how, you know, the increasing dividend is always good. So you see how Nike held the clouds, pushed over yesterday's highs, and kept pushing, right? So that's what I said. Even at 10 a.m., you know, when at 10 a.m. it is high, and did hit 109. That was a good morning trade, because that's about it, right? You just need, so if you know a setup, so I have 10 setups, so I focus on target, I focus on NVIDIA, I focus on SMCI. So but you decide, everybody decides what they want to trade. It just trade what, something that's a good setup, right? Yes, if I had started NVIDIA, maybe then let's say I was AAP, would have been much better on Nike, you know, if I had started Nike. So Nike was a good play there, and American Express was the same, similar move, just to show you that if you have things, right things on your watch list, you can, you know, you can be ready for the day. So we have these plays every day in our community, and I'm very proud of this, right? So even though I didn't play them, you know, I couldn't, but still, you know, people still capitalized. People were long on Nike, they were, you know, so everybody was long on Nike, so, you know, they were doing good. So, you know, Drew was working on Nike, so you know, so that was good. So let's move to the next one. So let's look at another winner of the day. That was my personal trade. There is a VFC. So VFC was, so there was a pre-market plan on VFC. Bullish bias was versus 1580, and you know, the risk level was 1580. So it was right here, right? So it's right here. So that was the risk level to long. So you watch, but it's already breaking over the pre-market highs. It's already breaking out of yesterday's highs, and that's why I said watch pullbacks for long right at open. I said it's a good long, and then it, you know, whole day we went from 1630 to 1804, right? So basically it was, if you risk, let's say if you risk 1630, right, you risk 60 cents, and you made almost you know, $2, right? You know, so if you did 1630, 1730, you 1750, you already had 2 reward of your risk, and then it pushes further, you get some more reward. So 2.5 reward there as well, right? So VFC was a winning trade today. So you can see my timestamps guidance, right? So when I take something, when I like something, I talk about it. The losers, winners, we talk about everything. We do not leave anything out. So we did talk about some other plays in the community today. CVNA was good for us. You know, you see this, and you see my price alert here. So CVNA crossing 34.34, because this was the price alert on the breakout setup right here. And you know, so that was the breakout setup. Somebody asked me in the community, and I told them. So CVNA was a good play for us in the community. Coin was good, right? So whole community, you can see, was, we were discussing coin that's going for 100. So many ideas. I mean, it's all about how do you execute them, but we always have so many ideas, and most ideas are actionable, good. We have all the scanners and everything there to keep eyes on them, and I'm guiding on the voice. So yeah, I mean that's it today, guys. It was decent day, nothing crazy, but the point is the community was there was so many community plays. So yeah, you wanna join the community? I should have discount code up there, and doing another webinar on swing trading this weekend. If you're interested, join community and email me, ping me, or ping my team, DM me any questions. Come for learning, come for education. Do not come for alerts. All right, guys. Later. Bye.